Alright guys, welcome back to Living Our American Dream, our YouTube channel. This will be our second video of 2019. And today, if you can see behind me, we have some stainless steel chimney parts. You may ask yourself, what do I need stainless steel chimney parts for? I've already put my heater in. If you watch this channel, we put a radiant tube heater in probably about a month ago. And it's working great. Keeps the shop pretty much whatever I set it at. I've been keeping it at 60 degrees and it's 60 out here when I'm working, so it's very comfortable. The project we're working on today is related to maple syrup. I have a maple syrup stove, and in years past I've had to cook outside or in the doorway of the barn. This year I am going to put a chimney in the side of the building so that I can connect my wood-fired maple syrup stove up to the chimney system during maple season, and we can cook inside the building with the doors closed and the heat on. So let me show you what we got going on. First, let me show you some of these components that we're going to use. This is a typical piece of insulated stainless chimney pipe, and they lock together. They get these little bands around the outside that lock the pieces together. So we're going to take a wall thimble, a two-piece wall thimble, and go through our wall like this, which we're cutting the hole first. Then we're going to put one of these pieces through the wall and have an adapter on it that will adapt to our stovepipe inside the building. So this end will sit inside the building horizontally. Outside the building, we will have this piece right here. This is basically a wall support. So this will bolt to the side of the building, and it'll hold the vertical section. If you can see this in the video, it'll hold the vertical section of the stack as it goes up. And then we have a couple of these braces to brace it to the outside. And basically we're going to have, where this goes up at the wall support, we're going to have a clean out just in case if we ever needed to get at this. So this will come from inside the building. This will sit on the wall support. This will go up to a cap. And if I go over here, you can see the cap is already kind of tentatively put on one of the pieces. You'll see what that looks like. And that's what our system is going to look like. So let's go get the hole cut. So some of this I've already done, but as you can see, the first thing I did was trace the hole. And then I went ahead and drilled a 1-inch hole to the outside. And that's all I've done from in here so far. So let's go outside and look at that. So the next thing I did, after I cut the 1-inch hole through the wall so I knew where I was at, is I came outside and I traced it out here between two ribs of the building, and I used that cutter right there to cut a piece of metal out, and took a little knife and went through and took out the foam insulation. And then I took a reciprocating saw and I went through from the hole to the outside in a bunch of spots and basically notched this thing out where I can take these pie-shaped pieces out one at a time and minimize the damage to the wall as I take them out. Alright, so we got our outside piece of the wall thimble in, and this is made for a 4.5 to 8.5 inch expansion, I think. And this wall is only a couple inches, so I'm actually going to cut down this piece, and then I'm going to go trim down the outer one that's already in place. That way this thing will sit flush to the wall. All right, so now with the wall thimble in place, I've stuck that piece of pipe through there, that chimney pipe. Get a good idea what that's gonna look like from the inside. That's about how far that's gonna stay in here. I wanna show right now, on this particular building, do not want any holes in the roof of this building. This is why I'm choosing to do this through a sidewall. And this becomes a little bit tricky because I need to offset outside of my eave, my overhang here, so my pipe, my chimney can go on the outside of that, right? So I know I'm gonna leave 2 inches for that strap that's gonna go here. And I need to figure out what X is, which I went out and measured, is 15.5. And it just so lines up, just so happens that this edge right here is 2 inches from this edge. So basically this dotted line that I've drawn, everything's gonna line up. The edge of the eave, the edge of this pipe, and the edge of this support. Now the support is designed to go right on the side of the building. In our case, I need to build basically 2 rectangular frames with a cross brace in them to offset that frame by 15.5 inches. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some of this structural stuff right here that we use to hang, you know, garage door supports and that kind of stuff. So I've made the measurement and we're gonna go put the first couple pieces on right now. Oh crap, I forgot to start the camera back up. I needed to switch tools there, but we used a couple of lag bolts there and there, and then up at the top. Now let's go put the rest of this frame together. Got about an hour of daylight left. I'm hoping we can get this frame rigged up before it gets dark. Alright, word to the wise, when you're working with sharp stuff, make sure you wear gloves. And obviously I'm breaking my own rule here again, but I need my dexterity in my fingers here for a minute to hand tighten all of these pieces that Mike's trying to get me to your right. To your right. Right of your foot. Right of your foot, right there. So anyway, I'm gonna put this on here. And I have a couple of additional pieces in there because if I put weight on this thing right now, it's gonna act like a parallelogram, right boys? And it's just gonna sink down. It's just gonna, so hand me one of those braces, Mike. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add these like this. And what that'll do is it'll keep this whole thing from shifting down. And that'll support the weight of this thing as it goes up through there. All right, we're running out of light here, but this is the final product. I had to hurry up and get this done before we ran out of light, but we got about 4 feet above the side of the building, and obviously we went with the T instead of the offset fitting, and this support structure is what I wanted to show you. So you've seen me bolt this thing to the building, and then the cross bracing comes down here to support the load of the offset, and then I put a couple pieces in the center to keep it from wanting to sway side to side, and that thing's pretty solid. I'll back up here and give it a peek. Basically you got a nice chimney there. And the reason I went with this expensive chimney, because this stuff's not cheap, the reason I went with this is because if I ever choose to put a wood stove in my building, then this chimney is actually good to go, where I can hook any kind of wood stove I want up into this thing, or any other pellet stove or something like that, and I've got the stainless chimney already here ready to go. All right guys, that's our video for this time around, and we will see this thing in operation come maple syrup season when I park the stove out here, but until then we're not really going to see it in operation. The next project that's going to be going on, probably we'll do a video on that as well, will be a vent hood that we're going to mount on the wall to evacuate the steam from the maple syrup stove as we go. It's just a range hood that I got from the local home store for like 40 bucks. And we're gonna put that's gonna be another hole in the wall of the building, but it's gonna be another a vent out the side here, a little bit of duct work that goes with it and whatnot. So until the next video, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your comments. Like these videos if you do like them, subscribe to the channel and share these videos with people that you know that have similar interests. This channel is all about outdoor living and combination with just kind of home projects and DIY type stuff. So if you know people with a similar interest, go ahead and share these videos with them and encourage them to subscribe as well. Thank you for watching.